Okay, so these are some personal thoughts I had. I think perhaps I have a circulation problem. I realized when I was in the shower that there's a reason I probably prefer hot water to cold water. There's also a reason why when I'm stressed out, I rub my head like this. I notice that I have problems with my prefrontal cortex. Well, I didn't notice that. According to some labs that had been run in terms of neurological testing, I have problems with my executive functions. My frontal cortex is where the executive function neurons would be located. I suspect that my circulation problems play into the issues I have with my executive functions and the way that they impede my ability to organize information mentally and externally. I think that my circulation problems may account for more than just the problems related to my executive functions. I think that it may also be related to some physical issues I have, such as the problems I have with running and oxygen supply reaching my brain, and the feelings of cramping and inflammation. I'm wondering how inflammation and heat being applied to an area as opposed to pressure being applied to an area impact circulation when inflammation causes blood vessels to restrict. And I'm wondering if there is an adverse effect to applying pressure in order to get circulation to increase. Well, I've been thinking that I have hormone problems, and that's been fundamentally the issue. I think that perhaps it might be a hematological, if that's the word for it, issue. One of the specialists that I haven't seen. In the past, I've been diagnosed with hyperlipidemia, genetic condition, apparently and supposedly. I haven't done too much research into that, and I didn't give it too much thought, but maybe I should have, given the supplement that I'm taking increases blood flow, and that seems to have such a significant impact on my ability to function and my ability to, well, it enables me to do things that I wouldn't have otherwise been able to do. That means it plays a pretty significant role in my disabilities. The extent of that, I'm not sure. If it's true that it's a circulation problem, I wonder to what extent that it would follow. I recall back when I had tinnitus, and I did research into that and discovered that the cause of it would be fraying of the nerves causing interference with sensory transduction in terms of audio into the, I guess, the whatever part of the brain would be related to that. The I can't remember the name of it. It's not occipital. That's visual. Temporal would be space. Well, fuck it. The one related to audio. Fraying of the nerves there. I think now that in retrospect, the reason that ginkgo biloba, the supplement in question that actually I'd used to actually cure what was not supposed to be curable, might have worked because of the fact that the circulation was increased so that it might be restored by whatever causes cell regeneration. I don't think that the brain would have necessarily allowed as much blood flow to that particular area had I not taken that supplement, and I believe that's why it actually cured it rather than just masking it over like most medication does. I'm trying to figure out whether or not the supplement I've been taking, I believe it's called agmatine sulfate, a workout supplement formerly, and also a novel chemical neurotransmitter. If it has the potential for healing rather than just masking symptoms, like most medications do. If it might be a supplement like ginkgo biloba, which I'd published an article on, which, ironically happened to, be pulled down for undescribed reasons from the other people. Not shady at all. I'm thinking about the nature of liberal and conservative mindsets, what causes people to believe what they do, the differences between them, the merits of both sides, and the detrimental factors to each way of thinking. I think that perhaps on the liberal side of things, people may have a inherent fear that people are not, maybe not inherent, but from experience, fear that people are not fundamentally giving characters, so that the people cannot be trusted, so the government must intervene. They fear that there are more predators than there are people willing to fend them off, and in a way that's the distrust, though well-intentioned, can also disempower people to make choices for themselves, which ties into a sense of morality, which conservatives like to associate with their personhood. They like to believe that they have control over circumstances, or that they're doing the right thing, making the right choices with whatever free will they have, and that they need to fight for themselves rather than relying on other people for support, probably out of personal experience as well, and what they've been told. So they'd rather refuse the help of others, not trusting them either. And I think there's more to this, because as somebody who had previously valued independence highly, but I've changed over time and come to appreciate the value of interdependence between people and understand its place, and the reason that solidarity is more impactful than whatever power we could accrue through independence. That being, people outside of us can give us strength that we ourselves do not have. But working on our own, we are able to develop power that we didn't have by not relying on others. It is limited. We can only help ourselves grow to a certain extent, because we are unaware of our limits, unaware of other possibilities, openness to experience is put to use through facilitating the information or guidance we receive. These are some of the things I'm thinking about right now. I'm going to try to keep a habit of recording these things as they come to mind. I realize that my ideas actually come to surface when I'm alone, not when I'm engaged in other things trying to distract myself, not when I'm talking with other people or brainstorming in that respect. I truly am an introvert in that way. It's similar to how I suppose it must have been for Einstein when he was struck with his idea for the theory of relativity when he was on a bike ride through the park. How people sometimes have those aha moments, those epiphanies, when they are doing something on their own, when they're taking a stroll, when they're taking a shower, when they're just meditating, anything like that. And I need to get back into the habit of meditation as well. I realize that will be something that's beneficial for multiple reasons. It's not just the conscious manifestation of ideas, but it's the subconscious culmination, a process that, though occurring while engaged with other things, can't really call consciousness into play. It's hard to speak out loud because I'm hardly aware of what I'm actually saying. I get some sort of like mental feedback loop going. With the auditory stuff, it interferes with like my continuous thought process. I think that might be because of my ADHD. Not fully sure. But one thing that this ties back into is the circulation concept. If it's true that circulation has been such an issue that has caused such issues in my ability to function, I need to figure out how to potentially isolate whatever it is that's causing the issue and reverse whatever damage may have been done by it, or otherwise encourage growth. Those are my thoughts for now, and of course, I know the second that I turn off the recording, I'm going to have a ton of other ideas flood to mind. That's just how it works. But this is just what comes to mind for now. My hair is wet. I just gotten out of the shower. So naturally all these things are more fresh in my mind. But aside from that, I think that maybe one day I'll reach a conclusion that might bring the attention of others to my video logs. And if this is the case, then maybe whatever things that I have theorized about here could be taken into consideration in the future by people who could utilize my theories and ideas in a more concrete fashion and extend and expand upon them. That's my hope. So that's essentially why I'm doing this. That, and I can revisit this, though I kind of doubt I'll actually be doing that because I'll be too busy doing research on my own anyway. Still, that pretty much concludes what I have to say for now. I'm not fully sure if I should make a video log type thing. I suppose there's no harm in it. But it wouldn't really be for the sake of immediate merit either. I'm not sure how people would respond to this, though I don't think I should really care. So I might as well try to archive these the same way as I do my gameplay videos, maybe under a separate division. Because this is different. This isn't the same thing as just, gaming. These are the things that actually matter to me, the things that I think about on a deeper level. And there will be a lot more things to come in that respect. I don't stop thinking. So that will conclude my session for now. And hopefully there will be more to come.